Hello and welcome to another Nimble video tutorial. I got a little bit to cover today. A lot to talk about. So I'll start with my on the record video, something I forgot to mention. Yes, I want to go on the record and say that Nimble is also compatible with IE 11, Edge, Firefox, Opera, and Chrome, as well as Safari. So here's Microsoft Edge. I never show demos in usually the Microsoft browser. So out of all fairness, I loaded up the tutorials demo with all the bells and whistles in admin mode, just to let you see that yes, you can live edit any of the tutorials in Microsoft Edge. Just wanted to say that so those browsers weren't ignored. So today, let's get back into this DataGrid. I mentioned on a previous video that anyone who uses an object-oriented design pattern has to be very conscious of his interfaces. An object-oriented design pattern without good interfaces will turn into spaghetti code very quickly. And Nimble, I pride myself in having good user interfaces, both programming as well as interfaces that the application uses to get work done and to make components modularized. So this is the blank web template that I include with the project, and this is the brains of the Nimble interface. Once the DataGrid is complete, I will be making a web file that basically explains to the IDE the full life cycle of this component through development. It triggers and reads this file for setup, during the build command, during the includes, and the library includes it. So it references this web file for each component to know exactly how it's supposed to handle it in the entire development life cycle of it. I want to bring to your attention a newly added tag as a result of this grid design. I added a factories tag. So this allows me to dynamically drop factories into the project based on a component design. So when the grid component is complete, I can literally embed the Excel reader and grid component factory file source code here, and it will just copy it into your factories folder and be ready for you when you need to build your project. I just wanted to mention that because interfaces are so important to a good software design. So where are we? The Excel reader Appla factory is at approximately 282 lines of code. I did add a swap column functionality. This will allow you to select a column in the grid, move it over left, right, drag it left, right, and it will swap the actual CSV data behind the scenes. So this is the algorithm that swaps the data of a CSV file dynamically. The actual grid is now approximately 475 lines of code. There are comments throughout this factory, and I have a to-do list of things I want to add, so that 475 is generous. So let's take a look at this thing. I've already loaded the factories. I believe they're loaded. Let's see, into this. It is. So I have data already here. So what I'm going to do is create a new grid and initialize it. You'll see, I'll let you see some of the polish that I've added. I use base64 encoding to bring in some images for a sort icon. So as you sort any column, you'll see a change. I added a left side index that shows the actual count of the records included within the file. This data file is approximately 157K, so you can see it's pretty responsive and sorting and able to manipulate this data pretty quickly under the Nimble platform. I also added the ability to resize your grid. So as you resize your grid, it'll repopulate. And of course, any grid has the ability, or any professional grid usually has the ability to lock a column. that's part of where the swap functionality is going to come. I'll be swapping any column when you lock it to the left side, and then it will not scroll when you scroll horizontal. Currently, only the index column is locked, but this grid already has, locking for both the top and left side. It's just a matter of making it dynamic with the columns that you push to it. A little bit of fading or gradient fades on the edges, just to make it look a little nicer. But overall, not bad. Not bad effort. Not a bad effort for a few days worth of work manipulating a grid in 157K in JavaScript, while I have a whole IDE running also in the same browser window. That's all the work I'm going to do on the grid control. I'm going to let this sit for a while until after the official release, but I did want to talk about the future of Nimble. Because of the interface design, that web files, it makes it very easily for me to bring in third-party libraries. I brought in CK Editor, data tables, high charts, and I was also looking at libraries like Masonry, which is a nice grid packing for images and layout design. And also Packery. Packery does the same thing, but it's more dynamic. It allows you to drag your elements and it resizes things for you kind of dynamically. So I was thinking about making interfaces for these two JavaScript libraries, just so you can include them inside a Nimble dialog and then have the ability to grid out anything that you want. Interfaces are important. I can't stress it enough. And it's good interfaces are the foundation of why Nimble works so well. That's all I got for today, guys, and I thank you for watching.